Now, these are the various oral presentation. Now, let's see what are the various terms that will be used in oral presentation. Then make an outline or organize information. Make the notes. Make the notes means whatever the key points, whatever the keyword that will be included. So make the notes for them. Important points to cover. There should be a reminder only, not should be a read. Practice. Know the topic and the sequence. It is not just that you stand in the front of the many audience and you are not prepared for the lecture or the PPT or the speech. So practice, you should know about your topic and the sequence, how it is presented. It is not that, for example, if I'm teaching the C++, it is not that I will cover the features of C++ at the end. After initializing, after everything of the functions, arrays, pointers, and at last talked about the features of the C++. That is not a good presentation or a good speech. So this must be practiced. Yes, you should know about the topic and the sequence. That is the main crux. Then plan effective and interesting openings. So you should plan the effective and the interesting opening. You should start with the introduction. What's your introduction? What's your topic? So that should be a presentable. That is very effective opening. Then practice often and in front of those who can offer constructive criticism. So you should answer each and every one question. It is not that if someone is jealous with you or you are jealous with someone, so you cannot answer that questions. Yes, this is the best example. Next is speak clearly and distinctly. Carry out the time of the length of the report. Clear vision, crispy. Pronunciation is very important. How you pronounce the words. Audibility. Your presentation, if you are giving a PPT, so your presentation, we can say the effectiveness or attractive look is also there. Your voice is also audible to the students that are sitting at the back. Volume and pitch. Variety. That means, for example, if I want to focus on the oral presentation, then I use the loud voice. If I use the types of oral presentation, that means types are not the main point or the key point. So it depends on the word to word. It depends on sentence to sentence. So this vary or the voice is vary from sentence to sentence. And avoid monotonous pattern. It is not that, for example, this is a C++, and then you should learn about this one, this one. It is not the monotonous pattern that you should use. Then speed, slowly rather than quickly. Your rate of speech is very much important. I remember that day at the first class when I taught you about the computer system. Larry, have you remembered? At that time, my rate of speech is very high according to you. Because you are the audience, yes. But, yeah, that is the best example. So speed or the rate of speech is very, very, very important in terms of audience, not in terms of speaker. Because speaker speaks fluently, speedily, anything. Speed is very much important, and you should also take the pause, break occasionally. Then correct the sentence structure. Your sentences should be correct, that should not contain grammatical error. Yes, vowels are also used at the proper space. That means Grammar is correct in each and every sense. Then delivery, look at the audience. Do not shy with the audience. Look in the, yes, establish eye contact. This is the best point over here. You must establish the eye contact with each and every one that is available over in the, we can say, the auditorium or the hall where you give the presentation. Then start slowly. Aim voice at someone at the back of the room. So mainly focus at the back benches. Good posture. Your posture will be good. It is not that you are standing at one place and you are deliver each and everything at in one position. No, you can or you should rotate from one place to another. You should also rotate within the audience positions if possible. If it is a round circle, then it is possible to move from one place to another. And the relaxed posture, relaxed mind, it is not that you hesitate with your speech. You should be relaxed while giving a presentation. Avoid too much hand movement. Some people have a habit to, yes, there should be a good movement or a high movement in terms of the legs, in terms of the hands. That should be avoided. And be confident. Be confident to control the attention. You should carry out the attention of each and every one. You should carry out confidence to control attention. Okay, just read out all these things. Now the next stage is the evaluation. That means evaluating what we have done in the oral presentation. So independence, creativity, and the self-reliance are all the terms or facilitated when there is a self-criticism, and the self-evaluation are the basic terms. And the evaluation stage also plays a vital role in the development of research skills. This stage is made up of two evaluation components. One is the ongoing component, one is the review component. So while the activity is happening, teachers and students evaluate the process and the product. And when we talk about the review component, after the assignment is complete, teachers and students identify the strength, needed improvement, and transferability of the or transferability of the activity. Now, there are multiple examples that will use to improve your strength, your improvement, and also the how to implement these components or how to implement these variables that will be fulfilled by the user. So any teaching strategy that will help the students make great progress in the learning that can be used as an evaluative or evaluation technique. And the following tools may be used for the evaluation. First is the observation, then journal or the daily log, checklist, student self-awareness, then and say total record and conferences or the interview with the students, collecting the material. Yes, gathering the material, questionnaires and the interview on inventories, then test and the quizzes. So these are the parts of the teaching strategy by which we can evaluate the teacher or we can evaluate the students. So observation, journal, daily log, checklist, student self-awareness, record, conferences, interviews, collecting the material. So these are all parts of the teaching strategies. The next is the observation. So by observing the student, teacher can evaluate the process of learning as well as the product. And this evaluative data may be obtained by observing, listening, or observing and listening to the students' comments, questions, and expressions. Observing the group interaction, listening to the group discussions, observing drama plays and the role plays. Then students' use of the time and the material, observing the students while they participate in the classroom activities. And observation is all time the one ongoing activity. It never stops. It is an ongoing evaluation tool that cannot be separated from the daily classroom activities. Therefore, observation is a continuous process. Now, next is the evaluation techniques. What are the various techniques that will be used in the evaluation? First is the journal or the daily log. The student record the activity of the social studies or any subject over the period and evaluate their own progress. These might be that you can express the opinion about the activities or the topics, and the teacher can use this information to draw the conclusion, to draw the study, how it works and how it will follow, or understand the concept that will be followed to for the further appropriate effectiveness of the activities. And from this generality that is given, the teacher may conclude that the student did understand the activity. Today we both label from the home and we made a neat chart that shows where things came from. And they will note that it is used from the any place. I wonder these charts will make a follow-up activity such as finding out where the student's favorite toys are made. That will be one of the motivating factors. When collecting the material, a collection of the samples of work produced by the student can also serve as a profile of the student's sequential growth in the development. And to be useful, the material must be dated and must be used. Then there is a checklist. So these checklists can be used at various stages to evaluate the effectiveness of the objective. That effectiveness can be used to monitor the student's progress, to serve as a record of concepts and the skills produced, develop, test it, and maintain. And the student can be observed as they are working as themselves or as a part of the group. Various checklists or sample checklists are provided, and teachers should modify these to meet the objectives of the unit as well as to meet the needs of the students. And when we talk about the group effectiveness of research program or the form, so that will be used for the great opportunity, for the great compatibility that will be used in the effectiveness of the program. Now, these are the various questions. Did you feel satisfied with your own participation in the project? Discuss your feelings honestly. Then, do you think that the project participation was fairly equal? That is, do you feel others in your group worked well and want to contribute, or you should always work harder and harder for the group? Do you think that there are some ways your group could have been improved and therefore produce a better product? There is a need of the improvement in your group and your team members. Do you think or do you like doing the project work or honestly prefers to your own work? So are you able to work in the group or not? Please, any other helpful comment that you may think of, any comment that you may think of that like that observation and assessments. And this evaluation form is most appropriate for the students from grade 4 to 6, but the continued of the stage number 5. So whatever the activity that is taken out, that activities will be helpful in judging the concept or in evaluating the concept of the group effectiveness of the program or the form. There is a name, there is a group, project title, audience, and rating from 1 to 5 basis. Checklist, collecting material, yes, okay. Observations, evaluation techniques, this is given by the Carl Rogers. Then delivery, delivery includes how to get through the presentations. Then what are the various rules, what are the subjects, then debaters, procedures, then judgment. And decision is given to the side that has most effectively presented and defended or refuted the arguments. Okay, this will be characterized as per the requirement of the users as per the characteristics that is given with the debating. That is more formal than the discussion. And there is also a contest between two teams who test their skills and an argument to win the audience approval. And debating also follows the rules of the precedence of procedure. No, that is not discussion, that is the debating. So there is a difference between the debating and the discussion. So there is a crossword puzzle, games, 3 or 4 questions, answers, tasks, cards. Then material used is the pizza box or the code box. Then coal mining methods. The men who mine, the formation of the coal, present day uses, how was coal formed, where is the coal found in the Alberta. So how they judge with each other, that may be display or that may be used with the display board, information sharing. What type of sharing? Any type of sharing. That may be a record sheet, that may be a judging sheet, that may be any type of sharing that is required. Then sample retrieval chart or the bulletin board chart. Then hierarchies, herons, then the homes, food, clothing, daily life, or delivery leaves, and the transport. These are the various categories of the